and then he starts like peeing down my leg, but I had to pee so bad. I thought I was peeing.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.
Please welcome to the Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge, Nurse Blake.
Hey!
Hi, Blake.
Oh, you have a team?
Give Mama some sugar.
Now he has a team with him? What?
Get in here. Hey, so just a new tour. This tour looks insane.
Yeah, I'm doing like 100 shows this year.
Oh
That's
my
good for you.
gosh.
While I kick off in Alaska.
Oh, you're going to love it.
I've never been.
Oh, you're going to love it.
You know, a lot of people have kicked off in Alaska, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, is that what?
I don't know what that means.
I was going to say, explain that.
This is why you're funny and I'm not. Hey, so this is big. I mean, look, I have been 9 years as a nurse.
Yep, I'm celebrating 9 years, which is like 94 years in nursing.
Right.
That's
I
like
bet.
a long time. Yeah.
And then Blake decided to share some of his thoughts and his funny anecdotes online. And now you're like touring the world.
It's pretty crazy. It's pretty cool. I actually just got back from Europe. I did a few shows in Europe, which is fun.
So are the nurses in Europe, are they buying into you as much as nurses in America?
They get it. I mean, we all go through the same stuff, which is absolutely wild. So I think that's what's so cool and special about it.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
Good for you. I mean, look, I think we've talked about this before, but we are the show for nurses and for teachers. Nurses, teachers, EMS. I mean, for some reason, they all gravitate toward our show. I don't know why. What is it you guys like about our show?
I just think, and I got so many messages after being on your show and everyone's so excited that I'm back, is like you guys are like heroes like us. Like you guys wake up early when the whole world is asleep. And I have to say I'm a night shift nurse, so getting up for this show was really hard for me. Typically, I'm like leaving work and then going out to get a mimosa.
Right.
Nice. After a long shift.
We do that too. Cocktails. So let's start with the tour. You're starting in Alaska.
Yep.
And you're going to end up in Sydney, Australia.
Yeah.
At the Opera House.
Yeah.
Okay, so 10 years ago, would you ever have dreamed in a million years, Blake, you would be Nurse Blake on stage at the Opera House in Sydney,
I never
Australia?
thought I was going to get into comedy, going into nursing. It's not like, oh, I can't wait to be on stage to talk about nursing. It's just kind of happened like naturally and organically. So I didn't manifest it or anything. It just kind of happened. So it is really cool. It's really, really special. Yeah.
There's got to be a lot going on and every nurse listening right now is going to agree with this probably. You guys understand each other in a way. You speak the same language. You've been through the same situations, things that we can't even fathom. Mm-hmm. I mean, you've touched everything. You've smelled things.
Everything.
Right.
Yep.
And, I mean,
we've all been peed on.
Yeah.
In some way.
Yeah, haven't we all, though? Maybe that's our common
I have.
ground.
I mean, if you're a parent, a lot of parents have been peed on.
I remember I was working a shift, and it was like the end of my shift, and I had to pee so freaking bad, and there was a code blue that was happening. So I like run in to go help, but I had to pee. I had this full bladder. And we revive the patient, and we go to turn him, and then he starts like peeing down my leg, but I had to pee so bad. I thought I was peeing
Oh, you should
down
have
my
just
leg.
done it at that moment.
I should have done it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I know.
I like it. A nurse would never say, I had to pee. A nurse would say, I had a full bladder.
Well,
You actually talk about the actual organ.
Yeah, we say I have a full bladder. It's so funny because there are bladder scanners. There's typically always one bladder scanner in every hospital. All the nurses know you can never find it. And you scan a patient's bladder to see how much like urine they have. But sometimes we want to see how much urine we have in our bladder because we've been holding it all day.
Are these the fun behind the scenes?
We don't have time to go to the bathroom.
I mean, lives are saved because you decided not to go to the bathroom.
We're healthcare heroes.
So let's go down the list of things we didn't know existed. The bladder scanner,
I had no
number
idea.
one.
Mm-hmm.
I brought a gift for all of you.
Whoa, what is that?
So this is a Pure Wick. I'm going to open it up, and you guys are going to guess what this is for.
Okay, it's called a Pure Wick.
It's
I
called
would
a
have
Pure
guessed
Wick.
candle.
It's not a candle.
Okay.
It's blue with some sort of foamy towel.
May I touch it?
Yep. It's sterile. It's clean.
I have a guess.
This towel that's a part of this tube, is that absorbent? Does it absorb liquids?
I really hope that tube doesn't go anywhere.
I think it does.
All tubes go somewhere.
Oh, but not in like a small place.
And then
Here,
it clearly
feel it.
catches some type of liquid.
It does catch some type of
Does
liquid.
this go in a penis? penis?
So no, that does not. That actually gets hooked up to a suction. So think of this getting hooked up to a vacuum.
Okay.
Okay.
So it sucks through the cloth.
Yes, but what does it suck?
I would
Sweat.
Sweat.
Sweat? No.
Poop?
No.
No.
Urine?
Yes.
Okay, but
Wait a minute.
where does it go? In your pants?
So this is a external female catheter.
No, thank
Yes.
you.
So it's like a shiwi.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Okay. And you just place it
Right
just
in
like
front.
a hot dog.
Right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
This
And
is
then
where your
Yep,
lady
good job.
your lady
Big
flower
parts.
goes.
Yep. And you hook it up to suction. And then it just absorbs all the
Well,
urine.
So that's not going in anything. It's going on something.
top.
It's going on something. So a guy actually invented this for his wife when these weren't a thing, and he like got a pool pump and like a towel and like rigged it together and made like the first Purewick. Now he's basically rich.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
How many of those did you bring?
Just one.
Just one.
But listen, I tried to make a gold one for all of you, but it just didn't work.
Gold
Yeah.
Purewick.
I
That's
know.
lovely.
Well,
Not as bendy.
and if it does its job, it'll end up being gold anyway.
True.
And you could actually like buy these for your house.
Well, but I was wondering, is this like the only Purewick in New York City? And they're running around the hospital looking for it right now? Like, where's that
Where's the
Purewick?
Purewick? Yeah, exactly.
What up, Nate?
I was talking to Blake about catheter. What do you call them? Urethra catheter?
Like
Franklin?
Foley catheter.
Foley catheter,
Foley catheter.
which I had during my one surgery.
now,
And
explain it.
that's what you explain.
Yep. So a Foley catheter is a long tube that
Right.
goes into
Your penis.
Yes, exactly. It's very easy to place on males for the most part if you can get good access, right?
Is it thin? It's thin, right? It's not like a thick tube.
Oh, it's kind of thick,
Oh,
and
geez.
some guys they get nervous and it just like goes away. You know, you can't really find where their penis is. So that's always fun-ish.
I'm going to come back to that in a minute, but go ahead.
But it's harder to place a Foley catheter on a female because you have to find the wink.
The wink.
The wink, and that's the opening where you place the Foley. And they teach you this in nursing school.
Oh.
They're like, look for the wink, which I thought was going to look like,
Eye.
you know,
Actual wink?
absolutely does not. So you just have to take your best guess.
I wouldn't know what to do.
Comfortable.
I wouldn't know what to do.
everyone involved.
I mean, I'm a gay guy. I don't know what a wink is.
No.
Did you know you have a wink?
I had no idea.
You
how
have
to
a wink.
that.
You have a wink,
That's
and you
lovely.
have a wink.
How exciting.
Stop,
Great to know.
Stop winking at me. Okay, back to the guys who get nervous and so their wieners disappear.
Disappear.
Why is that? Because I tell you, every time I'm getting my yearly physical, as soon as I know she's coming in, the doctor, I kind of have to extend it and pull it out because it's scared.
It's scared. It gets nervous, like being in a cold shower, right?
Yeah.
So either the guys get like really nervous and it just hides, or they get like really excited. You know what I
Really?
mean? And it's just an interesting moment.
But how does it get so scared that it? I mean,
Just
it's got to
goes
be real,
back
but it's got to
in,
be
it just-
real small if it's getting
No.
that scared.
And then you're like playing peekaboo and like trying to find the, you know, and if we don't use a Foley catheter, we use a condom cath on males.
Right.
So it's like a condom.
So you
and
don't
have
have
to,
to- you don't have
it's
to cram
like
it in that
sticky, but you have to like, you know, put it on like a condom.
Well, the shrinking dinger is like a defense mechanism, right? You're scared something bad might happen, hide it.
Yeah, I think it's a part
Like
of
a
like
turtle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
You thought this through,
I've
Yeah.
thought this through. And I wish other body parts could do the same thing.
which really brings me to my next profession. I want to work in a doctor's office and be the official physical fluffer.
I feel like if you want it, you'll never get hired. You have to act like you don't
that's a
want
good
it.
point.
The doctor's
Yeah.
coming in. If you would like for me to
Not
make
a
it less
fluffer.
embarrassing for you.
I bet that would be a high-paying job too.
I don't know.
I wonder if insurance would cover it, or it's cash pay only.
I don't know.
I think it's cash only.
Cash
I have
pay.
this feeling it's not as hot of a job as you would think it is.
Maybe not.
Some of them you don't want to fluff,
Right.
I'm sure.
That's a
Code
good
Brown.
point.
No.
Nurse, we've seen more private parts than anyone else.
I bet. Hey, Holly, say good morning to Nurse Blake.
Hi, Blake. How are you?
Hi, Holly. How's it going?
It's going well. Thank you.
Oh, I see your message. You wish I was your work hubby. I wish you were my work wife.
I think we would have some fun together.
We'd get fired and HR would hate us.
Holly, what is
That
it
is
about?
for sure.
What is it about Blake you find so fascinating? Because we find him fascinating, but you being in the nursing business, I mean, obviously he knows something we don't understand.
he's such an advocate for nurses. He's also is just so funny, obviously, too. He really cares about nurses, and he's just amazing.
We should all care.
Holly.
We should all care about nurses.
We should.
Without
Yeah,
nurses,
of course.
doctors would fail.
Oh, everything would fail. Yeah, everything would fail. You know what? I actually
true.
came
It's
up to
so
New York
true.
when the nurses were on strike.
Right.
And that was a super special just experience moment.
I
So
know, Blake is so supportive of everyone.
I love you, Holly.
see, look at that.
I love you too.
You have this. I don't want to say built-in audience because I mean, I'm sure. I don't know. You know what I'm saying. Yeah. You have this audience that's gonna like gravitate toward you and everything you think about, everything you talk about, because they are talking and thinking the same exact thing.
And I'm in a lucky position where I don't have like HR that's like watching me, because a lot of nurses like can't say these things, you know, when you're tied to a hospital.
Yeah.
So I'm in a good position where I could kind of say whatever I want, what every other nurse is thinking, without the fear of like being reprimanded or getting in trouble.
Hey, Holly, you know he's going to be on tour. Where do you live?
I live in two places. I live in Virginia and in Maryland, so I definitely am looking at the Baltimore tickets.
Can we? Why don't I just get you Baltimore tickets? You want 2 backstage passes?
Oh my God! Yes,
You come to the show. Yeah.
Oh my
Can we
God.
get her
You just
information?
made my life.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Holly, we're gonna meet. I can't wait.
Oh, you're gonna be
I can't
besties.
wait.
Hey, Holly, we're also going to throw in this Pickwick.
Oh yeah, that's Pickwick.
It's the Purewick, whatever it is.
Yeah.
When you come into
the shiwi.
when you come into where you perform, is that on everyone's chair? Like one of
Oh yeah, a Purewick.
You get a Purewick, and
You get a Purewick.
Just sit there and absorb the show. Hey, well, Holly,
The show's not going to be that long.
you are going to see
I wish
Blake.
it was.
You're going to see Blake in
I
Baltimore.
can hold my bladder for a long time. I'm a nurse.
She can.
Wow, see, I guess that's one of those things you guys understand.
Well, I will see you in
Yeah.
Baltimore, Holly.
Oh my God, Blake! I
That's so
love you
cool.
so
I love
much.
you too.
Blake, thanks for doing that
Oh
for
my
Holly.
Of course,
Hold-
absolutely.
Hold on, Holly. Hey, will you get some information? Okay, good. Thanks.
Thank you.
That's so nice of you.
Oh, of course, I love it.
So are you going back out on the seas again this year?
We actually just wrapped up Nurse Con at Sea. We were on the Norwegian Pearl.
Thank
was
you.
Epic and amazing. We actually go on sale June 6th for Nurse Con at Sea 2024, going to Mexico on the breakaway.
Oh,
Nice.
We love to
We
break
have
away.
the whole ship,
Yeah.
all nurses,
That's awesome.
like over 3,000. It's pretty
Breakaway.
cool.
I feel so
Nice ship.
safe.
It's like the safest, even at my shows, like you are at the safest place ever. The joke is like there's no one at the hospitals during my shows because all the nurses, you might as well, if you're an emergency, just get the ambulance to bring you to where my show is.
Someone's in their bed at the hospital pushing that button.
you.
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, they're at sea. Yeah, Nate, what up?
I got a question because I've spent some times in hospitals and worked in the medical profession briefly. What is the
slow down.
worst smell for you?
Oh,
I have a
my
guess.
God. Okay, go ahead.
Is it pus?
No, that is pretty. You know what? I can handle pus.
Hold on. You just made the
I
barf. You made the barf noise.
I did, but then I was like, oh, that's not. It's okay. I
Oh,
can
I feel
handle
like,
that. I can
I
handle
was
that.
thinking an old wound that is just something in a stomach. Something in the stomach.
Oh.
So there are wounds that tunnel. They actually just like go deep into the body. It's our job to like pack the wound. So think of like bread, like a big loaf of bread with just like a big hole in it.
Right.
We have to like pack those and clean those. But that's not the worst smell ever.
Okay.
Oh,
all right.
that's not it?
More
Okay.
guesses.
I don't know.
I mean, number 2 would be the obvious.
yeah.
It's like, yeah, C. diff. Every nurse, GI bleed.
Oh.
GI bleed. You know when you walk into the hospital if you got a GI bleed patient on your floor.
No.
Really?
Why?
On the
You just
floor?
smell it. Yeah, it like on the unit. Like if you just know, like the whole unit smells, and you can't spray Febreze or nothing because then it just smells like GI bleed and Febreze.
Wow.
Like it's just not good. I actually worked in surgery for a little bit, and when they just burn the flesh is also another smell that you can't cover up with anything.
Ooh.
How do you not puke? Good for you.
Because you did make the barf noise.
I did. You know what? You don't. I've never gotten so sick where I had to puke before.
Wow.
Luckily.
Okay.
Yeah, that would kind of be embarrassing.
It would be.
Especially if they're open.
Sometimes you can't help it.
It's a patient open on the surgical table.
Have you ever been anywhere that they say, "Hey, we need your help. You're not on duty, but you have to help anyway"?
It just happened.
Oh.
After 9 years, I had to step in and help save someone's life on a flight.
Well, thank God you were there.
Wow.
I know.
awesome.
And I should have never been there because it was Spirit Airlines.
Well, there you go.
I mean, come on. What's wrong? It's an airline named after a ghost.
I had been waiting for this moment. every time I'm on a flight, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to save someone's life.
Yeah.
Someone's going to get it on video.
Right.
It's going to be all over CNN, like this nurse hero. So typically when I fly, like I know that could happen. So I only have like 3 drinks, just in case I have to be a hero. So anyway, the flight attendant gets on. She's like, are there any doctors, physicians on board? No one. Do we have any chiropractors, dentists, veterinarians? I'm like, come on, say nurse, say nurse, say nurse, say nurse. They're like, do we have a nurse on board? I'm like, yeah, I'm Nurse Blake. And it's like so embarrassing. Like that means nothing. And I get up and this guy is like coughing like in the back. And I'm like, oh, it's got to be him. But he was just vaping. But Spirit Airlines, like the rules are different.
Oh, absolutely.
The rules are different. And I get back and this patient, this woman, she's on the floor. And the first thing I noticed, I was like, oh, her eyeliner doesn't match her outfit.
All important.
Okay. It's good. You need to make notes of these things.
Yeah. But then I'm like, okay, I got to be dramatic. Like, I want this to be a big deal, medical emergency. I was like, oh, scene is safe. I'm like, you, like, call 911. Like, you get the AED. You film this. And then I get down and I'm like, hey, ma'am, you know, what's going on? She's like, I'm just a little dizzy. I feel like I'm flying.
Okay.
Yeah, we are good. Yeah, we were 30,000 feet in the air. And then she starts crying and she's like, I had an edible. For the first time and I'm like, this is the emergency? This is the emergency?
Sorry.
So embarrassing.
So did you calm her down?
Well, I calmed her down, told her a joke, and then I was like, we got to get you chips and a soda. So I like look at the flight attendant. I'm like, can we get chips and a soda? And it was more like, this is emergency. Can I get chips and soda? And the flight attendant's like, yeah, that'll be $12.50.
Spirit Airlines.
Spirit Airlines.
Too funny.
So I'm a hero.
You are a hero, though. You know
Thank
what? When's the last time you looked in the mirror and said, you know what? I'm a hero. I mean,
Never.
I don't think any of us could do that, but you should. But for many reasons. I mean, you are centrally located in this community of nurses. You're looked up to and you're worshipped. I guess you would say that. No, but you're the mouthpiece. You're the voice of so many incredibly cool nurses that need that voice.
I'm so lucky because the whole reason why I got into this is because I needed that. Like I felt really lonely, burned out of the profession, and they honestly saved me and helped me. So they keep me going, they inspire me, and I just can't wait to meet a bunch of them on my tour this fall.
And being a nurse for 9 years, right? So you were there before and then during and then after pandemic.
Yep.
The pandemic. And so I must assume, and every nurse listening is going, yeah, absolutely. Things are different. The playing field has changed a lot.
Yeah.
Any of it for the good?
You know, I think nurses know their value now, so they're not willing to just be walked on. That's why you see a lot more strikes happening for the first time in like many, many years. And if nurses are in an unhealthy work environment, they're getting a new job. They'll go across the street and get paid more.
Right.
So I do see that happening. There's still a lot more work to be done in healthcare, but I think nurses realize that they have a voice too, and that they're valuable. Now, if you want to be a nurse and not go to school, just come down to Florida, because I don't know if you heard about the fake nursing degree scandal.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Yeah. There are like these fake nursing schools in Florida that were giving out like fake degrees for like $10,000.
Wait, and then they're going and working in like hospitals and stuff?
If they could pass the NCLEX, there's like 7,600. Now, I'm a real nurse. I graduated in Florida, but I went to a real school, UCF. She's like, prove it. But these other schools, it was like Sacred Heart Nursing Program International.
Sounds legit.
Yeah.
It sounds so legit. Yeah, Sarah's Living Room Nursing Program. So legit.
That's frightening. I mean, because you hear these stories every once in a while, like a dentist who works out of the trunk of his car in a Walmart
And you're like,
parking
what?
lot. And then people get hurt and maybe die.
Right.
Y'all,
Didn't see that coming.
I hate going to the dentist.
Yeah.
You got beautiful teeth.
Thank you. I started flossing every day.
Oh, good.
I started
Is that what
flossing.
did it?
I did it because every time I'd go to the dentist, I'd be in so much pain. I leave there bleeding, right? Because I like don't floss enough. I like need a blood transfusion after I leave the dentist. And I'm like, oh shit, I should floss every day.
Yeah, you should. Did you just say the S word?
No, he didn't.
He said should.
No,
I
oh yeah.
I
I should
So
floss every day.
if you do curse, you have to push this button right here.
Oh, not dump. How do I do that?
You just push it up. So you can say a nasty word, then push that button, and it goes away.
Say a nasty word and then press a button.
But you don't have to.
I won't. I don't want to do it now. I'm nervous. I'm so nervous now.
You should be nervous. This thing rarely works ever.
That's a lot of buttons.
We've covered a lot here.
Yeah.
Let me bring you up to speed with Nurse Blake. A new tour You're starting in Alaska July 25th. And then how many days?
I'm doing 100 shows through December 22nd. So I'm on a bus for like 5.5 months.
Wow.
Woo!
Yeah, it's pretty wild. It's a lot.
How's the bus getting to Australia?
Good question. Yeah, good. There's a tunnel.
Oh, okay.
There's something. Well, it's got to get to Alaska too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there's land.
Yeah.
There is
So,
that.
there is land.
But I don't know. Seems like
It's a big tour.
You kind of wonder, and we talk about it all the time when we have artists come in who do concerts.
Yeah.
We actually do have a sign backstage that says, "You are in New York City." So when they go out on stage, they know not to say Cleveland.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah.
maybe you need one of these.
I need one of those because
Right.
it's a lot of cities. It's so funny because I will play any city there's a hospital because there's nurses everywhere.
Right.
So I could put me in a rural area, in a busy area, nurses come out.
You know, so it has me thinking, what other professions are there where someone should be like the next stand-up comedian?
Teachers.
Teachers,
Okay,
for sure.
teachers.
Flight
Yeah.
attendants.
Okay, let's talk about all
Yeah.
these communities.
Yeah.
Flight attendants, go ahead.
I would say I like bartenders. I say they see the same things like all
Right.
the time.
Retail workers.
Retail workers, hairstylists.
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
And what about like talk show hosts?
So, yeah. Radio.
Radio.
People. That would fill a room. A closet. Oh, yeah, Scary. Questions on the text.
Yeah, somebody said that they've been studying they've been doing the practice exams for the NCLEX.
Yep.
And that they say this is the new next generation of NCLEX. So how do you what's your best advice for them to study for it, because it's a whole new test.
Yeah, I just want to shout out to all the awesome nursing students out there who are graduating right now. Congratulations, you all did it. And I know you want to celebrate because every nursing student wants to celebrate after they graduate. But to become a nurse, you have to take the NCLEX. So you think you could celebrate, you can't yet. And it has gotten harder. It's like next gen. It's like a super hard exam. And my thing is, you know it. You got it. If you got through nursing school and you didn't go to nursing school in Florida, a fake nursing program, then you're going to pass it. So believe in yourself and just rock it.
There you go.
You got
Nice.
it.
See, this is another reason people love you, because you really do lift
They
people
got
up.
it.
You lift us up. I'm not even a nurse, and I'm lifted.
And I lift patients all the time.
You do.
So
Absolutely. Nothing new to you. Nurse Blake on tour. You can go to nurseblake.com, find out when he's going to roll through town, and how to get your tickets. It's all there at nurseblake.com. And then we're going to see you on Norwegian Breakaway for NurseCon at Sea 2024, which takes off in a little less than a year, April 9th, out of
Yep.
Miami.
Goes on sale June 6th. So get your stateroom. It's going to be pretty epic. We bring drag queens on board, nursing educators. It's pretty fun.
I want a drag queen nurse educator.
Oh, you should do that.
Why not? And you can get all of this, like I said, at nurseblake.com. And what are you doing in New York? What's going on here?
So what did I do? I walked around. I got 99-cent pizza.
Oh yeah, sometimes
Nice.
that's good
Yep.
pizza.
Last time I was here with my grandmother, and we did the Doors Off helicopter tour.
Ooh, don't do that.
Scary?
No, I wouldn't. No. Doors on are scary.
Okay. There are a few things like as a nurse I wouldn't do. One is like ride a motorcycle without a helmet on.
Yeah, you've seen those
Oh yeah.
come through the doors.
Oh.
Right.
I
Yeah,
wouldn't ride a motorcycle with a helmet on.
What other life advice do you have for us?
So
from the nurse's perspective.
Don't do drugs.
Okay.
Kids, don't do drugs. And you know what is also really scary? What I know everyone loves though are those scooters that get you around town.
Right.
There's the accidents on those, and we typically get those when we're drunk, right? You don't want to wait for a cab or an Uber, so you hop on those scooters. They are so dangerous.
Oh, the ones that we just started seeing in New York.
Oh, do you guys have them
Right,
here
we
now?
do, right? Aren't they like, yeah, they're trying them out here and see how
You
they
hit
go.
one little bump, boom, we will see you in the neuro ICU.
Oh,
Okay.
dang.
Sad. Be very careful.
You have a date with Nurse Blake.
Yeah.
Well, Blake, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having
Again,
me.
everything, all of the above at nurseblake.com. Enjoy your time in New York.
Thank you guys. Love you.
And make sure you take a helicopter with doors.
Okay, next time.
They do have those now, you know.
The Mercedes-Benz Interview Lounge.